How do you get the most out of a networking event? Or even if you're bumping elbows with people, wherever you are, you have to be really prepared because that could be a potential sale or an introduction to your ideal customer. How are you guys? My name is Harrison Barron from growth-generators.com. We help MSPs grow, whether it's sales training, marketing, or even business operations. Now, before I get into today's video, I do have to mention, as always, one thing, just today's one thing, right? We have the podcast, we have the resources page on our website that you can go through, but I really want you to do one thing. There are a huge chunk of you guys, almost like 60% of you guys, that are not subscribed to the YouTube channel. If you've been following now for a while and you're not subscribed, please subscribe. It literally makes me super happy. We just passed 5,000 subscribers, and first of all, it's a milestone I never thought we would hit, but also it is truly amazing. I was screaming for joy over it. Truly, I am so blessed to be able to help so many of you guys. So many of you guys are hanging out with us in the Discord, and being able to have a positive impact on you and your business is really all that matters to me. And that's just one way to show, hey, I'm doing a great job. So that's all I'm asking you to do in today's video. So let's get into the actual content of today's video. Now, there's a lot of different ways that you can go out and network, and all of those ways that you're going to network are dramatically different. Now, I'm going to share my screen here with just some of the basic places to go network if you're struggling to go find that. So I have my local Chamber of Commerce here, the Montcross Area Chamber of Commerce. I live over in a little town called Belmont, just west of Charlotte by I'm literally right outside the city limits. And this is a absolute gold mine for me, right? Because we have members only, the business directory, all of that. Then you have BNI, you have your Latips, and then if you're looking for other meetups, you could also check out Meetup, and just don't hesitate to go into Google. There's a ton of information in Google as far as where to actually go network. But how do you actually be effective when you're out networking, which is really what this whole video is about. I have tons of videos on how to go meet prospects, but I cannot tell you how many people are massively underprepared for the opportunity of success. So number one, right off the bat, is you have to research the event. You have to know what you're getting yourself into. The last thing you want, especially in the MSP world, we tend to be a little bit more introverted. It's just kind of how it goes. Don't worry. It's okay. You're going to feel potentially uncomfortable, and that's normal. I'd love to lie to you and say you're going to feel great. It's going to be strange, and it might take you a couple events to fully break out of your shell. That's okay. But we want to make sure that we, as introverts, are as prepared as we possibly can in order to be effective. So I'm just going to share my screen here, and we have current events on, this happens to be my local chamber. Now, right here, there is an event coming up on the 19th. You guys are going to see this on the 18th, but there's an event on the 19th. Now, we're meeting our new chamber president. Now, what I want to do in order to prepare for this event is a couple things. One, I want to set a clear goal for what I want. In this case, I just want to make a good introduction to the chamber president and bump shoulders with a lot of the members there, hoping maybe, hey, I'll find an MSP that might need my help, right? But I want to have a clear goal. What is my intention? Is it to meet a certain number of people? Is it to make a strategic partnership? And all of those goals can vary tremendously. You can also go and say, hey, I want to go find a specific company. So for example, once again, I'm just using my current Chamber of Commerce. If I go into and see their members, you can usually see an entire members directory, right? Business directory. And this is important, right? Advertising and media, automotive, marine, computers, and telecom, right? Techion, Carolina IT Professionals, Championship Networks, B5 Marketing, right? And if I was already a long-time established member, which I am, right, I could go through and call the president or somebody at the chamber and say, hey, I would like to meet so-and-so. Can you make that happen? Believe it or not, after you've been, the chambers, your BNI, your Latips, they want to help you grow. But you have to do the homework. You have to do the legwork to say, I want to go meet this person, and tell people that. They're not going to figure it out for you. You have to be the aggressor. Because now if you do that early in advance, several days out, you can reach out to them and they will make an effort to recruit that person down there. You're not there to make a sale. You're there to make a connection, and your goal should be to connect with those people. And the last part about this, after you've gone, you've made the phone call, you attend the event on that specific day, you're there, you have to do one very specific thing. Now, in the MSP world, we have a lot of leniencies with technology. I still absolutely love business cards, right? And I have my actual business cards, and hopefully they'll focus because I spent enough time and money making them, right? But I carry business cards around. Now, you should only carry as many business cards as you plan on people to talk to. Don't carry 500 business cards and just go around handing them out. That is wildly ineffective. Carry 10, 15 cards. This is probably an aggressive stack. I'd probably grab 5 or 6 cards and throw them in my pocket because my wallet is razor thin and doesn't have a space for it. But something else that you could do, and something else that I've done before I went to square business cards, is I love, and this is just my personal preference, a super catchy business card holder. Now, I am an affiliate of Amazon, and I'm not saying that, but I have 100% seen people, and they've caught my attention with a very, very catchy business card holder. I'm not saying that's always going to work, or if you're a female and you have a bag, or if you're a dude and you keep a lot of things in your pocket, these are a representation of your business. Invest in something that will protect them. I would have something. If I have yet to find a square business card holder, if you find one, I would love to know. Leave a comment down in the comments below, because truly, I would love to have one for the business card. But I have square business cards. I have the soft touch. I spent a little bit of extra money on my business cards. Out of all the business cards that I've ever had in my hands, which is thousands, I used to have towers on my desk. There are 3 cards I can vividly remember. One was for a cigar company, and the card was made of cedar. You can light that and then light your cigar with it. The second one was a completely custom cutout. So it was a die I've never seen before. It actually looked like a chemist glass, right? And they had their name on there, and that was like I forget what it was, but it was a marketing company. Actually, I shouldn't say I forget. I know exactly who it was, but I don't particularly like them, so they're not getting any fame on this. But they had a nice little chemist bottle there and the name of the company, and it was super, super catchy. And the third business card, I remember, I could tell you exactly what company it was a company, I believe it was called Greystone, and it was a real estate investing company, and it was a metal business card. It was like an Amex platinum metal business card with their engravings. I looked it up. It's about $1 to $2, depending on how many you order per card. But I can promise you, first, everyone that I've ever met that met him always kept that card. Number 2, out of the thousands of business, I don't even have any interaction with that company, but I can remember exactly who it was because that business card was wildly, wildly impressive. And it came in a little sleeve that he had to take out, so it was in pristine condition when he gave it to me. So moving on to that, right? That's the preparation for the events. And I only tell you all that because some people get super caught up on the business card. Don't go super, super cheap. You could go a little bit luxury. Mine's a square, like I said, with the soft touch and thicker stock. You get so many. You're gonna go through 500 business cards in a year or two. It's worth us spending just a little bit of extra money on a more premium feeling card. I think it does help, at least in my experience, it does help out of all of that. Now let's talk about maximizing your time. As many of you guys know, I'm speaking at ScaleCon. If you'd like to go, there's a discount code of Baron50, I believe. And I'm not saying that as a plug. I don't get paid to say that or anything like that. But what I am saying is I'm going to be speaking there. And there's going to be a lot of people bumping elbows. And these are some of the tips that I'm going to use to be effective. 1, I'm going to position myself correctly. I'm going to be standing near people's favorite drink, coffee. In the after hours, the bar. I want to make sure that people grab their drink, in this case, my obnoxiously large mason jar. They grab their drink, and then they're sipping it, looking around the room, and they bump into me. I want to have as many good conversations as possible. I don't want to speak to people before they get their drink. They're not focused on me. I want to focus. I want to be somewhere where they can have a drink, relax, talk to somebody. It's a little less pressure, more casual. Don't talk to people around the food buffets. They don't want to talk with their mouths full. Use common sense. And when you're talking or when you're positioning yourself, first, open stance. It sounds crazy that I have to tell people this, but I've seen so many people fail at it. Open stance. Your feet should be below your shoulders, and don't cross your arms. If you want to put your hands in your pocket, leave your thumbs out. Have one drink in your hand and the other one just hanging out by the side of you, right? If you want to put it in your pockets, put it on your hip. I'm a big fan of putting my hand on my hip. This is pretty much what I'll look like 24/7 when I'm out networking. That's just how I roll, and it's been wildly effective. Remember, body language is really, really important. Stand up straight, don't be slouched over, and put a smile on. It helps tremendously. Number 2 is initiate a conversation. Yes, we are there to try to grow our business, just like they're there to try to grow their business. They don't want to talk about business the whole time. We are humans, and I think we forget a lot that we are humans. Don't ask them, what do you do for business? How'd you get into this? Ask them really interesting questions. What's your favorite part about your business? Did you have any big wins today? What's been going on? Do you have a troubled employee? Who's your absolute rock star of an employee? What makes them a rock star? People love to talk. They want to be heard. The more they talk, the more they believe you are a good person and they should talk to you. I know it sounds crazy, but that's just human psychology. You really need to go through that and listen, actively listen. Ask them great questions. I promise you, if you ask great questions, you start great conversations, they are going to remember you. It's just how it works. And throw in some case studies, some expertise, some third-party stories. You don't want to brag. I always say, hey, we're the number 2 YouTube channel on YouTube or in the MSP space, right? And people are like, wow, that's super cool. I don't need to tell people I'm number 1. I mean, technically we're not, but I use it as a slight, hey, this is what we're doing. This is how many people we've helped. I don't even throw the numbers in there most of the time. I just want people to know that, hey, we're serious, we're growing, and we help people. And then I give them what are called third-party stories, people that I've helped in the past to then have them build more trust with us. But that's showcasing experience. And last but not least, you're done with the event, you're tired, you got a pocket full of business cards, hopefully, and you've gone through them, and you're like, hey, I want to talk to all of these people. It hurts my soul that I need to say this. 1, like button, subscribe button, notification bell. But I cannot tell you how many people, for whatever reason, don't follow up. It's truly, truly mind-blowing. This secret weapon, call them the next week. They're getting home the next day, depending on if they're traveling or anything like that. They're getting back in the office. They're getting in the swing of things. Call them. Shoot them a text. Shoot them an email. Tell them a little bit more about your company without saying, hey, you need to buy from me. Make sure you plan another future action, whether that's coffee, lunch, whatever it may be. Connect with them on LinkedIn. There are so many opportunities, but I can't tell you how many people go out to networking meetings. They go out to networking groups and then never call anybody. I've met people that are like, my BNI stinks, my Chamber of Commerce stinks, my LaTip stinks, but they're not putting in the effort of looking at who's in the Chamber of Commerce, looking who's in the BNI, having coffee outside of that, getting to know them, being very specific on who they want to meet. And when you start doing that, I realized that thankfully pretty early on, massively transformed the amount of MSP sales I was able to make. That is the truest story I could possibly tell you. But before that, I would just walk in and I didn't know what to do. I would cross my arms and I would, look down and I'd scratch my head and say, you know what? I'm here. I know I'm supposed to be here. And then I would stand like this, my arm deflecting. I wanted to be open, standing up straight, positive, smiling. And I am not a morning person, by the way. It is my least favorite time of the day. But I had to condition myself to be happy at that hour, as hard as it may have been, to grow the business. And then I followed up like a machine. I would meet people, follow up, and then earn their business. So I hope you guys found some value in these tips. I hope you guys implement it. If you're going to ScaleCon, hang out in the Discord, growth-generators.com/Discord, and let me know. I'm toying around with the idea of doing a meetup or something like that. I know that I don't even know what officially is happening just yet, but I'll keep you guys posted as the time comes. Other than that, love the heck out of you guys, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.